intelligent use of small spaces. I can see a whole bunch of very clever ideas implemented onto this design. If the roof's open, it's a very enjoyable drive with the open roof on a sunny day. It'll be currently popular and future popular ideas all being incorporated into one design. So every boat is a compromise, and what is a compromise to you is going to be a benefit to someone else. But there's a whole stack of really good ideas on this Parker Sorrento 100 that I have discovered on my many hours on this boat today, that I think this is going to be quite an appealing one to many of you. If you are looking for that next step up, that boat that you can do some wonderful day boating, probably up to 10 people max, but some very comfortable overnighting with you and a partner, 2 kids, and even up to 6 people, probably kids, you could do it on this boat. So she's a bit of an all-round box ticker, in my opinion. So in this video, we're going to do a really detailed tour. I'm going to show you everything that I've discovered. And then in the next video, because I'm Dan Jones, you're watching Dan's Boat Life, g'day, we are going for a drive. I'm going to teach you everything that I can about how she operates and how she drives through the flat water, through the rough water, down the waves, and how fast we can go, which is plenty quick with these twin 300 V8 outboards. So that's my first point. We're an outboard powered boat. She's a much better option than what we traditionally had available to us in the sports cruiser market, which was inboard stern drives, and you can go up to twin 350s. This thing is very quick with the standard motors. Next thing, look at this cabin that we have here. It's a full beam, so it gives us a wonderful amount of space. And then see here, I'm on the bow rider sun lounge, but underneath me there's a wonderful cabin. But not only is there one cabin up in the bow, there's a second cabin down the back of the boat. So when you combine the 2 private sleeping spaces and then the drop down in the center of the boat, you could actually sleep 6 people on this design. So that's pretty cool. And they have even incorporated some air steps into the hull. So I'm just seeing from the accommodation, the layout, the design, the functionality, lots of sensible ideas, and they continue. Wait till you see how you can pack this thing up with the clears and how they stow. A very clever idea. I've seen it on 1 or 2 boats before, and I want to see more of those sorts of ideas implemented. This is a new brand to me, Parker. It's possibly not to you. I've never ever tested one before, so I look forward to seeing what else I can learn. The brand is from Poland, and I don't actually know how many boats they're producing, but that's in the future. I'll find that out, I suppose. But let's get touring. So as you can see, 3 people very comfortable on this sun lounge just here. We've got drink holders on port and starboard, and I've got some phone charging in a sensible space, and you can tuck away just there. We have driven this boat for a few hours already today, and no water has come over the decks. That's an escape hatch just there, and that goes down into the cabin below. As you can see, we're on the sea deck, and let's just look forward and I'll show you the anchoring, which we did from the helm. But we got our 2 stainless steel cleats that ran pretty smoothly, and we got our safety just there. And if you were to do some Mediterranean style mooring or picking people up and off the bow, you can do it. Just pay attention to the bow roller. It does stick out from the bow about that much, so you just want to factor that in when you're ever doing a close quarters approach. So you've got a good amount of space here, and what we'll do, we'll actually make our way down into the cockpit. So this level, we have a drain, so just here. So if you have some rain or water or waves on the bow, it's going to be stopped. You've got about a 1-inch lip here, and then a drain and a second drain there. And then you have this door, boom, boom, which stops mostly wind. Now, one thing, it's not just a Parker thing. I see every brand doing this. That plastic's not going to last. hopefully they can change that with metal in the future. But this door, the glass one, is quite a clever design because it closes externally. Quite a few of them close internally, and I've found some operational issues with them in the past, but that's pretty simple. It's got a gas strut externally, so that just holds it and makes it go up and down smoothly, but then it's just sitting externally on the rubber. I think that's probably going to be better in terms of longevity, and then you lock it, boom, boom, like so. Works pretty well. So, welcome to this space. We have quite a bit going on. I'll do my best to point it out one at a time. What I think I'll do, I'll focus on the helm, and then we'll make our way around the seating area because it's multifunctional. And as I said, we've got this accommodation options available to us. So here's our huge multifunctional display. This thing is massive, and they've got their own basically operational system, which you just turn the whole thing on and off from here. You have the option, it's touchscreen, but you have the option to control it from here, and you can do all the boat's systems from navigation to engine data, etc. through here. So that's all kind of handy. We've just got the horn, the sunroof operation, navigation lights, and wipers here. I like having a separate switch for the wipers. I don't want to be doing that on a touchscreen display with wet fingers, so that's handy. Bow thruster is just there. Our anchor operation is just there. I'm sure you could fit a chain counter, so you know, in terms of the number of meters or feet which are playing out, I'm sure that's possible. Got a couple more switches just here, and we have our key starts for the motor. Safety just here, not that you're going to fall out of this boat, but it's just there if you fall off the helm. And our new Mercury throttle system, where we can do the engine start, stop from this button here when the power is set to on. Little glove box just there, okay? And this helm seat goes forward and aft. So that's the flip down bolster just there. It's in the aft position. Come and see how much space we've got, because I'm standing on this little ledge here, which is adjustable. I'll make sure is that all the way back? Yes, so that's all the way back. So maybe a little footrest here would be good in future, but let's just go forward, all the way forward. Okay, so I'm 5'7". That's a comfortable driving position. I like having my throttle hand resting on the throttle like that, and that's very comfortable on the wheel. It is a fixed wheel. And then if I go aft, okay, that's how much leg room you big blokes have. And then if you stand up on this ledge, I've got easy viz out and over the roof. If the roof's open, it's a very enjoyable drive with the open roof on a sunny day. But then if I want to flip this up, I can actually see how much extra space that's given us. So any of you tall blokes, if you're driving with the roof closed, you're going to want to fold this up and give yourself that extra space should you wish to stand up. Got speakers underneath. Looks like we've got our fuel shut-off underneath there as well. Little storage space for knickknacks. You've got access ports all around the place. That's going to be for wiring looms and technical bits and pieces. But now let's focus our attention on this space, because this is where we get some real benefits by going full beam. So I've left the roof fully retracted. It's just a material roof on tracks. It's electrically operated, and obviously you can close it. You can actually close it in different positions if you want to have air, but you can, by pressing the button twice, it'll automatically open all the way. And then we have down lights on either side and more lights just here. So that's going to illuminate this space if you want to be eating of an evening. But you can see this seat here with the footrest is quite a comfortable space underway, and you can do two people. But when you want to go social mode, this will actually flip back like so. So now we can see everyone around this space, and you really do have, you know, 6 people are going to be super comfy. You've got space to move around. We're only a little over 34 feet overall. And so it's a lot of boat in the size or length that we have available to us. So this table will electrically lower and then turn into another bed. And I do see it being possible to sleep some kids up here, because behind here, I really love this. This is another one of these great ideas. Okay, so this is the garage for the clears. So see this track here? It's just basically a curtain. The whole thing just pulls out and goes around and stows in here quite conveniently. We did it this morning, and I love that because it makes the beginning of the day and the end of the day less sweaty, basically, because I can't stand it when I got to open these things or take them all off on a hot day. It's just really uncomfortable. So that's great. So we've got this cooking space available to us. We have a hot and cold tap, a decent sink underneath there. We've got the Corian, but you do have the option of doing a diesel, what do we call it, Will? It was a diesel...
Diesel induction.
Diesel induction, so whatever that means. But you can cook here, but this actually is quite unique because it will actually slide. See that ledge there? So if you wanted extra workspace, we now have that available to us. It does block off your exit to the transom, but I suppose if you had to get there in a rush, you just do that. But you've now got all of this space available to you. You've got all these drawers here, and as standard, you would actually have another set of drawers just here, but you have the option to whip it out and do a fridge there instead, and that's actually the same size hole, so you just choose the drawers or the fridge. So that's kind of cool, and then this will actually just slide over and then neatly cover up like so. So I like that as well. A couple of drawers here and here, and then the accommodation is under here, but I'm going to get to that because there's quite a lot more going on. We actually have a decent amount of storage run along the center line underneath the floor. We have the standard fridge on the port side, and then through this window is actually ventilation into the aft sleeping cabin, and we have a bin just available to us on the starboard side as we enter, and our fender storage, and then some more line storage aft here as well. Manual bilge pump, fire extinguisher, and then an aft sun lounge. So we have a little bit of protection from the roof finishing here. So people sitting on these seats are under the roof. So if it rains, you guys are all good. But if you're out here, your feet are going to get wet in the rain, but you're going to enjoy the sun. If you just see these, just press that and pull. Now come out the back here. Come check this out. We got heaps more space to just do this. So that's great. You get 3 people out here, 3 people up the front. So if you were doing 6 people in total, you've all got somewhere to lounge in the sun should you choose. Now, because we have the outboards, we can come in nice and shallow as well, because in terms of tender solutions, you might have to get creative on that, or just come in really, really shallow, deploy a stern anchor and swim in. You can do that on a boat like this, or some places you might even be able to get it close enough where you virtually step off. So if that's the case, you can deploy your swim ladder from here. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4 step. So that's a decent ladder just there. And then in here, I think you might also, obviously you can use it as line storage. I would probably put my rubbish bags, when I got a bit of rubbish that needs to go somewhere, I'd probably chuck them there because it's down at the back of the boat and out of the way. So it probably works reasonably well. That looks like shore power and wash down, I would say. And if you need to trim the motors up, and they will trim all the way up, you just raise this here. And as you can see, we've got access to the water intake for the water tank just there. So that's all pretty interesting. Cleats, aft cleats accessible here, got a grab handle here and here. Access to the midships cleat is difficult as this boat currently stands, but you can option it with a sliding glass window in the middle there. So that is possible. So you just need to ask yourself, where am I going to store the boat, and do I need that access, and is that important to me? So ask yourself that question. Hopefully the answer will develop itself to you. So we have a nice little rub rail that goes all the way around, and the transoms are protected if you have a little whoopsie, so I don't mind that. That's all pretty cool. I do see some courtesy lights across the transom as well, so that's going to illuminate this area of an evening. But I think it's time we show you guys this aft cabin before we head forward and check out the rest of the accommodation. Come check it out. So give me the camera, you guys are coming with me. This is actually a very impressive cabin for the size boat we have. And I'm going to try and show that to you properly. So I believe that's where you put your feet. Got a little bit of storage just there and there. And this surface here is sensible because you're going to come in and possibly be a bit dirty. But look at that. It's a proper double bed. We have some ventilation just there and obviously through the door. And if you have a look out the back here, you got this little window, so it really illuminates the space. So you're not going to be struggling for two adults should they wish to spend a decent amount of time, 1 or 2 nights. I thought it was just going to be a kids' cabin. It's certainly not. I'll pass this camera back up to you, Will. It's air conditioned. You still have the reverse cycle air conditioning. And remember, that space, for those of you who like your water toys, it's going to work really, really well as a storage space for that purpose too. So maybe that's the solution. If you've got your inflatable sup boards, if you've got your inflatable foiling, whatever, toys, if you're an active person, I'm seeing more options with that. So that's very interesting. Let's go have a look at the rest of the accommodation. Come on down. So this is, I guess, what you'd expect in a lot of traditional layouts, but we've got all of our fuses here, our batteries, and our power monitoring just there. That looks like AC. That's a fuse for the anchor. This is going to be light operation, and you can see waste, water, and fuel, diesel. That might be for heating. I'm not too sure because we had petrol available at the dash. So come forward and check out this accommodation. You have this one little step on starboard. You can get up on the bed. I'll just sit here. It's not bad. It's not bad. We've got airflow through here. We've got the window on either side giving us great views. We've got air conditioning. We've got the curtains that pull forward. I saw you can get up, you can get underneath the bed into the bow thruster just there. And you've got some reading lights on the bed head, and you have this nice felt, I guess you would call this, headliner, so it gives it a nice feel to it. Also doesn't, there's no sound reverberating through the cabin like you get on some boats with too many hard surfaces. And you've got some storage on either side. I'm just trying to keep my feet off the bed. So you just press down on the back here, and that becomes a little storage area. You have the same thing on the starboard side. I can see the air conditioning outlet there, and you've got a hanging locker just in here. It's got a fishing rod in it at the moment. It's fine. It's got a couple of towel hooks just here, but in terms of headroom, there's plenty. It's not the biggest cabin, but what do you expect on a boat of this size? What it does have is a separate shower, which is another great feature for a boat of this size. So check that space out. I'll just open the shower door. So it's one of those ones with the shower thing that goes up and down. I think it's got a vent up here on the roof, but if you were having a really hot shower, it might get a little bit steamy in here. So just pay attention to that. We've got some storage, got the sink, got the toilet operation, holding tank. I like seeing that little protector thing over the loo roll, just in case you got it wet. And looks like a Korean style floor. We've got some more access underneath the sink just there to some of your essential bits and pieces. Look, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all for what I know is quite competitive pricing on these boats. I'm pretty keen to learn more about the Parker brand as a whole now, because this is a new brand to me, and they seem to be doing some clever things. What I observe is some intelligent observation of a bunch of very, what I consider to be currently popular and future popular ideas, all being incorporated in the one design. So that's good to see. So whoever's designing this, it's probably a European with a hard name that I can't pronounce. That seems to be the way. Whoever you are, write in the comments below and I'll connect with you on LinkedIn. You're doing a good thing. So if you're interested in this Sorrento 100, we're going for a drive. I suggest that next video coming up on the screen right now is going to be most useful to you, because we're going to go right through the performance, we're going to take her through a couple of waves, and we're going to wind her up to full speed and then play with the slow speed maneuverability and discuss different parking options for you as well. And if you are trying to buy one of these and you want to go in a little bit more in-depth information, get underneath some of the other equipment hatches and service spaces that we didn't cover in this video, that's another video and it's on my Patreon channel, and that's where you can talk to me and ask any questions there. So see you in the next video, or if I don't, I'll see you somewhere around the world, because I'm traveling a lot these days. Thank you so much, because it's all thanks to you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Guys, we recently hit 25,000 subscribers, and I would really love, with your help, to get to 100,000 before Christmas. So if you value this content, please do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, and tell your mates. That's the best way, the free way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel monetarily, I would appreciate that. I don't get paid for these videos. I funded the whole creation of this myself, and I'm trying to do that so you can trust the content that I make and we can build something together, which could be a bit of fun and hopefully very useful. So that's through the Patreon channel, and I'm putting extra content up there, which will hopefully help you with any purchase. So guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your support. See you in the next part of the video. The impression that I get is that this design is taking a lot of good ideas that I've seen on boats, sports cruisers, adventure boats, and even things like the Flipper 900, and incorporating it on something of a mass market scale and build